Jesus doesn't even argue with these rascals, because that's what they are. They just killjoys. They can't stand to see a good religious party going on, a good hallelujah praise moment. They just can't deal with it. So they're trying to kill and short circuit the joy of those who have found the Lord. Sometimes you get them in business meetings. You start talking about how much money you want to spend to try to save souls and bring others to Christ. And you will hear those killjoys rise up. That's the you. I don't see where we're going to get the money. We just spending too much money. Too much money. These people ain't ever done nothing for the church. What kind of madness is that? That's what salvation is for. For those people who have not been around here 40 and 50 years holding up progress. Jesus tells the story. Let me repeat the story and point out several points and go to my seat. One of the points that he makes is in the story. He said, what one of you? He didn't call any names. It was anonymous. What one of you? And Jesus is a shrewd debater. Clever. What one of you having 100 sheep, and you were out there and you looked up at the end of the day and near the end of the day and you had lost the one? How many of you would leave the 99 and go look for the one? And of course, the argument is here, the counter-argument would be that doesn't make good business sense. Any businessman who has had 99% profit has sense enough to take his loss of 1% and shout and thank God. Take the 1% loss, thank God, and celebrate your gain. But the argument that Jesus is trying to make to us is that business logic doesn't work in the kingdom of heaven. And that's why, and we got to learn this in the church, that's why, that just because somebody's in your church who has a BA in business or an master's in business or whatever, or they are owners of a business, it doesn't mean that they're going to necessarily make a good servant of the Lord. You bring him in and put him over your budget, and you might be creating trouble. Because he brings that logic from the business world into the church. And our operation is not controlled absolutely by numbers. Numbers plus the grace of God. We walk by faith, not by sight, believing that the Lord will make a way somehow. Don't know where I'm going to get the money from. Don't know where we're going to get it from. But we keep opening the doors, playing the music, in the kingdom of heaven. The logic is we don't want to lose one. Not even one. Not even one. So that man left the 99. And he left them, he didn't leave them out there by himself. He left them in the hands, the text doesn't give us that, but he left them in the hands of a steward. Another under-shepherd, somebody who would take care of him until he got back. Because he knew that there was danger out there. But he took his staff, rod, went down into the wilderness. Over the rocks, the reels, the predators, wild animals, all of that out there. And kept looking. And kept looking. And kept looking. And kept looking. Until he found him. And when he found him, oh, he didn't get all righteous, like self-righteous like some of us do. And when we find a sinner, we get mad. You know, why hadn't you been in the church all these years? What time was you? You ought to be rejoicing over the fact that you found him. You didn't find him to scold him and rebuke him. You found him to take him home. But the part I like about it is he said he put him on his shoulders. Now this means, it didn't say he was a lamb. It says it was a sheep. That's a big boy. And he put him on his shoulders. And to put a sheep on your shoulders, the shepherd has to put his head up under the stomach of the sheep. And grab the legs. And put him back on his shoulders and walk. But he didn't just put him on his shoulder. And I gotta go. But he rejoiced. Every step he made, rejoicing. Hallelujah. 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 I done found my lost sheep. Isn't that good news? Isn't that good news? Nobody complaining about how much we had to spend in the budget. He's rejoicing. About what he had to go through to find it. He's rejoicing. You know, I said to my students, I had my students in Atlanta in an ethics class, because I said to them, I said, you know, we are building all these multi-million-dollar churches, but we're really building idols. We're not committed to the ministry of Jesus Christ. We are committed to competing with each other to see who can build the biggest house. Because we need to stop building these multi-million-dollar structures and start creating endowments to help save our youngsters. Now, I know sometimes preachers get mad with me. They be ready to run me out of town on this one. But I'm at the age now I can't run, but I don't care. I mean, it's because if you read this book, the early church, they weren't building great cathedrals. They were sacrificing to carry this gospel, to preach this gospel to dying men and women. I said to my students, my students got upset with me. Oh, Doc, you so hard. I said, well, you're so smart and you know everything. Do me a favor. I want you to go to these big churches, mega churches in this town, and get 2 or 3 of them. And I want you to get the people who operate the budgets and have them to come to the class. And I want to know from them, we want to know from the class what they spend a year, not on their own little bourgeois children. I'm not talking about what you spend, how much you spend for hot dogs and camping trips to take your little middle-class kids on a trip. How much are you willing to, how much do you spend a year on baby's children? And what they came to me with When they brought these people in, they could only tell me what they had spent on their little middle-class kids. And I said, you see what I'm talking about? That's your problem. There's no need for us to get mad with white people. If we're not willing to spend on our own and make our own more than just our little middle-class family, something is wrong with us. How many of you saw the movie Blindside? All right. Now what I would like to know is that Negro who was blessed by those white people to be able to finish school and do all of that, we need to write him and ask, what is he doing to give back to help other brothers, little children to get up? Carter G. Woodson. Carter G. Woodson. That great black historian in the 1920s said that the Negro is the only one who will succeed in life and won't reach back and bring his own kind. Now don't accuse me of airing dirty laundry. It's in the book. He wrote it. He said it. And we haven't made a liar out of him yet. We've gotten rich. Many youngsters have gotten rich. Hip-hoppers, athletes, entertainers, beboppers, all of them, hoppers and boppers. But I want to know, what are they giving back? Scholarship funds. Help kids go to college, etc. He picked it up rejoicing and came home. And the joy doesn't stop there. You know, he's walking through the wilderness rejoicing and found my lost sheep. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He gets home and his neighbors see him with the sheep on his back. And the sheep might have been injured or something. It doesn't say in the story. But when he got home and the neighbors asked him, what are you making all that noise? What is all that about? And he said, hey! Hey! Stop the fire! Barbecue! Barbecue the lamb. If you'd have been there, Scott, they'd have called you. He'd have called you. Brother Scott! Get the rabbit ready! On Sunday morning. Sunday mornings for us would be a finding of the lost sheep out. We came in rejoicing. That boy who's been on drugs. That girl who's wasted her life is coming home. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! If you think we're rejoicing, Jesus told them, he said, if you think we're rejoicing, I gotta quit now. But he said, if you think we're rejoicing, he said, I wish you could hear what I hear.